Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this Althea tarot reading. I decided today to do a little special theme. I love the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. So I got the little figurines from a game that I have, a Labyrinth game, to identify the groups. I'll do a close-up in a few minutes of the figurines so that you can choose. First of all, let me get a few things out of the way. So if you like what you're going to hear in this reading, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and put also comments below because I really love to hear your stories, how this fits with your life and situations and what you can learn from it and things like that. I really love to read your comments. Before we start, I'm going to light this candle over here. I'm hoping that my match won't break because it keeps breaking. Oh, almost. Ooh, this is going crazy. I'm gonna set the table on fire. And I'm going to light some incense to purify the space, protect you, guide you. There. And this is the new incense that I just bought today. That is supposed to be good to bring success, so we'll see what this will do. I hope it brings you success. There. Perfect. It smells good. So I pre-shuffled a few cards just to make my video just a tiny bit shorter, but I'm still going to shuffle my spirit animal oracle deck and my universe has your back deck for you on camera. So I'm gonna go do the close-up now. So I decided to get my camera really close so that you can see the figurines properly. So this is Sarah, the main character from the movie Labyrinth. She's representing group 1. For group 2, we have Ludo, which is one of her companion. He is a big fella, but he's really sweet. I absolutely adore Ludo. He's representing group 2. And lastly, we have Jareth, which is the Goblin King. He is played by David Bowie in the movie. And he stole Sarah's little baby brother, Toby, and she's trying to go get him back from Jareth. So Jareth is representing group 3. To help you choose your group, I invite you to close your eyes for a second and just take a deep breath through the nose. and release your hair. And when you're ready, open your eyes, and whichever group you're attracted to, you can skip ahead in the video to hear the messages that are for your group. You don't have to watch the whole video for those who are not familiar with the concept of pick-a cards. You can really just look what's in your group, and that's okay. And some people will like to watch the entire video just for relaxing purposes, because I speak very slowly and softly most of the time. So whatever you choose to do, go ahead. Hello, group 1. You're the group that chose Sarah, the main character from the movie Labyrinth. I already pre-shuffled some cards, as I said in the introduction. So I got you the Piper, Mikkel Amoko, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Six of Cups upright. So I told you I was going to shuffle 2 more cards. So I'm going to start with the Animal Spirit Oracle. So what message does group 1 need to hear? This one. You got Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. There's something you need to let go. And I'm going to get you a message from the Universe as Your Back Oracle deck. So group 1, what message do you need to hear at this time? This one wants to come out. So I got, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So I will take a little pause here because I'm going to take a moment to look at the cards, analyze what's in them, what's the link between these different messages, and I'm gonna come back right away. See you in a second. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the character of Sarah, and I took the time to go on Wikipedia to read a bit more about her, and I found some very interesting things to say about her. There are a lot of parallels between her character and and your reading, with what I saw in your reading. Sarah is on a journey of growth in the movie. She's in a transition phase between childhood and adulthood. She's very imaginative, courageous, perseverant, self-reliant, and resourceful. She also demonstrates a lot of empathy for other characters, and she follows her intuition a lot. Maybe you recognize yourself in some of Sarah's characteristics, and maybe that's why you were drawn to her. There might be a reason why you were drawn to her, especially. I will look at the cards with you now. But I will refer back to Sarah here and there because, as I said, I saw a few connections between your reading and her journey. So I will start with Groundhog Spirit. I'm starting with him because, just like Sarah, at the beginning of the story, you might be resisting change. Resisting growth. At the beginning, she's very childish, and the Eight of Wands in reverse suggests that you might be stuck or that there are obstacles that are creating delays. I think it's time to try a different approach when we are in the energy of the Eight of Wands. We tend to rush into things. We want to go fast, fast, fast. But if you're in the habit of taking on a lot and of going at a race speed all the time, ask yourself if it truly serves you. If not, and it's probably the case with what I see in your reading, then it is time to let go of this habit. I know it is hard to let go of a strong conditioning. Our ego is built to cling to what is familiar, but what is familiar to us is not always good for us. It can actually be very toxic. In this case here, when we do things really fast, we tend to do them on an autopilot. We don't think about what we are doing. We don't think about the details that can make like all the difference. We don't think about the consequences of our actions. We just do them like mindlessly. That's what happens to Sarah at the beginning of the movie. She just followed the impulsion of asking for her brother Toby to be taken away, without thinking that it could actually happen. And if you've seen the movie, you can see the trouble her impulsivity got her in. It's pretty much the whole plot of the movie. And the Eight of Wands in reverse asks you to slow down. Make a plan. Wait until things are more stable to go on with your projects or whatever you're doing. And to help make the situation more stable, start by getting your life in order. And by realigning all the different aspects of yourself. Take care of your health, and physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. It's important to realign all the different aspects. And most importantly, choose to do things with consciousness, with full awareness. Don't let the toxic conditionings hidden in your subconscious take over you by staying on your autopilot mode. As I said, slow down and take the time to be aware of how you feel and what are the thoughts popping in your mind when you're doing something. Ask yourself, what is the true outcome you want to manifest, and what is the best course of actions to get there? The Eight of Wands also invites you to focus your attention on one thing at a time. Sometimes when we engage in like too many things at once, we end up not finishing like any of these tasks or projects because we just keep like jumping from one to another. It's like you split your energies in too many ways at once. And I must say, group one, I love the synchronicities in your reading because the reflection that you got from the universe as your back deck also speaks of focus. I really love that. Let me read it to you. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. I'll read it a second time for you. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So it totally relates to doing things with full awareness, as I was saying. When we let our subconscious toxic conditionings take over us, we do things based on fear, not on love. When we consciously take action, it gives us the power to do things from a place of love and kindness. Kindness toward others, yes, but also toward ourselves. And that's where the Piper comes in. He also asks you to slow down because he wants you to communicate with others from the heart. He suggests to you to use tenderness and gentleness, to be empathetic, just like Sarah, because yeah, she might be childish at the beginning, but she's also very empathetic, sorry, towards the other character that she meets. And the Piper invites you to listen to the world. Look further than the surface, and to do that you have to stop and take your time for that and reach for mutual understanding also. And if you want something, ask gently and be patient. The result will probably be a lot more durable this way. I was talking about realigning yourself earlier. Well, the Piper has a suggestion to help you cleanse yourself and heal in that regard. What it says is sing. As simple as that. It might sound silly, but there is an actual physiological benefit to singing. I'm not going to go into too much details about it. I'll actually invite you to do your own research about it. But singing has a direct effect on the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in the autonomic nervous system in the human body. In other words, singing contributes to healing your nervous system. And that has a big impact on doing things in alignment. And don't worry, you don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be a good singer. It really, really doesn't matter. Just find a moment to be alone if you don't want to sing in front of others, but just do it. And I can tell you from personal experience that singing is very effective to calm down when I feel agitated. I've been singing since I was a tiny little girl, just on instinct, and most of the time I wasn't even singing a particular song. I was just improvising, and I was pretending to sing in English, even though I didn't know anything about English back then. And yeah, singing always put me in a very relaxed state of being. I would say it was almost like a trance. Like I'm in another level of consciousness when I sing. And I feel like there is nothing like singing to connect me so entirely to my body, to my feelings, and to the here and now. It's like I become like totally present. That brings me to Mikolamoko. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it. And that also brings me at the same time to the Six of Cups. They both refer to a childlike state of being, and I must say children are pros at being present. They ask you to reconnect with yourself, with your true nature. I heard in a podcast recently that our true nature is happiness. I'd say our conditionings and traumas just made us forget about it. And happiness is what we must thrive for in the end, I think. Mikkel tells us to simplify things, to go to the heart of the matter, to our why, the real reason of doing things. And that reason is to feel good and be happy to our core, not just on a surface level, but like deep inside, we need to be happy. And both Mikkel and the Six of Cups invite us to be more playful, to be more adventurous, to try new things, to be more curious and open-minded also. And if you have kids, or if there are children around you, take the time to play with them. They are great teachers when it comes to being present and authentic. So yeah, take advantage of the fact that there are kids around you to learn a few things. And I think that's the main change you are going through. You are relearning to be authentic and to do things with intention. When I read about Sarah, there was a great quote from George Lucas, who was an executive producer on the movie Labyrinth. And I want to finish the reading on this quote. He said, "In the end, she enters adulthood on her own terms, not the terms of society or what her peer group says she should be doing or what temptations are. She moves into it as her own woman. So I invite you to reflect on that, on how it relates with your reading and your own personal situation. I'll try to put some links in the description if you want to read more about Sarah or some of the subjects that I've talked about. And well, thank you, my dear Group 1, for listening to me. I hope it helped you in some way. And if you like this reading, feel free to like the video, subscribe, and share. And please, please, please write a comment below to tell me how this reading resonated with you. Because I think it's my favorite part of doing all of this. Because reading your comments makes me feel more connected with you, my viewers, when you do. When you do write to me. So take care of yourselves, beautiful souls. Think about slowing down and allowing the changes to occur in your life so that you can become more aligned with your true happy self. So have a great day. Thank you and bye-bye. Hello, Group 2. So this is your reading. You chose the Ludo character, this sweet big fella. So I'm going to put him aside. As I said, I already pre-shuffled a few cards, but I'm going to shuffle 2 more cards for you on camera. So I'll start with the Brainfrouts card. So you got Bright Spark and card 4, which is He of the Fiery Sword. Very beautiful. And in your tarot cards, you got 2 major arcana. You got the Hierophant, number 5, and the World, which is number 21. So I'm going to get you a spirit animal card. What message do you have for Group 2, the group that chose Ludo? Whoa. I always get surprised when they fall off the deck like that. So you got the Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine. Beautiful image. And you have the World and yeah, I like this. And I'm going to get you a message from the universe as you're back. Just a little something that you can meditate upon. You can even use it as a mantra if you want. So for the group that chose Ludo, what message do you have? Now feeling that I need to cut this deck. All right. You got, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Interesting. So I will take a moment to just look at the cards. So there's going to be a little cut in the video. I'll analyze what's going on in there. I feel a beautiful energy actually right away. So we'll see what that means. See you in a second. Hello, group 2. You chose Ludo, the gentle giant and companion to Sarah in the movie Labyrinth. I think the fact that you chose him is significant. I think you might share some of his characteristics, or you will encounter someone who does. Just to talk a little bit more about him, Ludo is kind, loyal, strong, and has a playful nature. For him, friendship is highly valued. He is Sarah's link to nature by being able to call for the help of his rock friends on multiple occasions. And he is the embodiment of the expression, "Don't judge a book by its cover." His appearance might seem frightening and imposing at first, but really he's just a big softie with the kindest of hearts. So I think there is a direct link between him and card 4, He of the Fiery Sword. This card is there to bring you assistance and to protect you in that thing. I think that's what Ludo does pretty well in the movie. There is a great strength emanating from this card, and the sword is there to help you express this strength with clarity. Just like Ludo, this strength can be shown through kindness and loyalty. It's not only physical strength, it's the inner strengths also that are important. And with He of the Fiery Sword, your actions are based on a clear spiritual will and focused determination. You will need that to reach the completion of the world that is right here, card 21 in the major arcana of the tarot. The world can mean you have finished or completed something, but in your case, group 2, I have a feeling that you're not quite there yet for most of you that are watching this. You're like really close, but there's a last little level of understanding you need to add to reach your goals and to feel whole. Well, Bright Spark is there to the rescue. He is the key to figuring out what is going on or what is missing to get to where you want to go. He is the aha moment, the flash of inspiration that will guide you in the right direction to acquire this new level of understanding. And with the presence of the Hierophant, I'm never sure how to pronounce this. I hope that's the correct way. So with the presence of the Hierophant, card 5, I think it will mean for a lot of you learning in a traditional way, like literally going back to school, enrolling on an online class or things like that. I told you that Ludo that with him you would get assistance. This help might take the shape of an expert teacher or a mentor or a supportive group, things like that. You will learn from tried and tested ways. Sometimes it's good to learn your own way, but before we can do that, it's good to learn from the collective knowledge that has already been accumulated by trusted sources. The Hierophant also calls for rituals. This can take the shape of a routine that you create for yourself, either in a practical way, like getting up always at the same times, things like that, eating healthy, or in a spiritual way, like you can do a little bit of witchcraft and just on new moons set your intentions, or like anything of the kind, like anything that comes into your mind. Yeah, just do a little ritual routine. And these rituals can also take the form of a more traditional celebration to mark the completion or accomplishment present in the world card. The world can bring an event to mark the passage of a new level, like a graduation, a marriage, the birth of a child, and so on. When the goal from the world card will be reached, I think it will be time to celebrate. And even the peacock spirit tells you to do so. He invites you to be proud of yourself, of what you have accomplished, and to joyfully share it with the world. What you have become is divine, and your heart is filled with light, just like we can see in the card. Like there's a light like emanating from the peacock's heart. So let this love and joy shine on others and contaminate them with this happiness and gratefulness that you're feeling. Be seen, express yourself, and inspire others to express their own beauty and wisdom. Group 2, I feel like you are glowing. And also take the time to acknowledge like all of the progress that you've made so far, and savor the results before jumping into the next project. Take the time to really feel how whole you are, how the world seems in harmony around you. And just doing this reading for you makes me feel really happy. It is filled with light, with the bright spark, the world, the peacock spirit, and even he of the fiery sword, which is, well, if you look at the illustration, basically made of light itself. So remember, you are made of stardust, group 2. I will conclude your reading by reading your message from the Universe as Your Back deck to give you something to meditate upon. I'll just pick it up. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. I'll repeat it. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. So that's all for you today, group 2. I hope you come out of this as optimistic as I feel. I would really like to hear from you. Tell me, what is this big thing that you're about to accomplish with the world here, or what you're about to celebrate? Because, well, I think that we all need some good news these days. So please, please, please share it in the comments below so that we can share along with you and encourage you also on your last mileage if you're not quite arrived at your destination yet. And please help me propagate the good news by liking the video, sharing it, subscribing to my channel. And I'm sending you lots of love. Have a wonderful day, beautiful souls, and see you next time. Hello, group 3. So for your reading, you chose Jareth, which is the Goblin King in the movie Labyrinth. A very seductive, but a bit tricky character. So I pre-shuffled a few cards already, but I will shuffle on camera 2 more cards for you. So first of all, in the Brian Frouts cards, you got Honesty and the Remembrance. They both have like really big, like dark, deep eyes. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna look it up. And then we have the Hermit in your tarot cards. And you have the Queen of Swords, but in reverse in your case. So let's get an animal card for you. So for group 3. What message do you have? Group 3. This one won't go in, so let's go with this one. You got the Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. And I'm also going to get you a message from the universe as your back deck. I really love those cards. What message do you have for group 3? Whoa. You got 2. I'm gonna keep them. So the first one is, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. And you got, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So let's keep those. So there's going to be a little cut in the video because I'm going to take the the time to analyze the card, see what the messages are, what the connections are between those cards. And I'll be back in a second. See ya! Hello, group 3. You were seduced by Jareth, the Goblin King. Jareth, played brilliantly by David Bowie, is quite a complex character. There are many layers to him, and he might not be as villainous as he might appear to be. I see him more as a challenger. He's there to test you and help you mature to the next level. I will refer to this character throughout your reading, but if you would like to know more about Jareth, I'll see if I manage to find out how to put the link in the description of a great analysis I read about him. I'm still learning how YouTube works, so sorry if I can do it. So group 3, I find your reading fascinating, to be honest. There are a lot of synchronicities, a lot of recurring themes you'll see. I'll start with the Queen of Swords in reverse, because I think it represents your state of being like right now or in the really recent past. In reverse, she might appear oversensitive. There might be things in your situation triggering you a lot more than usual, and you might be allowing your emotions to get the better of you. You might have allowed other people to affect you negatively, and that has conditioned into you some false beliefs about life and yourself, beliefs that are muddling your perceptions of things. There might be some toxic people around you who appear seducing, like Jareth, but who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. But I think we should be grateful for the Jareths in our lives, because, as I said, they're here to test us. And it's our own job, our responsibility to learn the lessons their presence in our lives is here to teach us. Very often these people are here for us to replay the patterns from our past, generally from our childhood, the ones that keeps us from evolving. And it's going to repeat until we learn, grow, and change concretely our thoughts and actions. I think that's why the remembrance is here. It wants us to look at our past and see the things that are repeating themselves and keeping us from becoming who we want to be. And he wants us to ask ourselves how we could do things differently next time. What are the lessons we have learned and still need to learn? Keep with you on your journey forward only what serves you, and let go of the rest. You need to turn the Queen of Swords around. You need to get her to be upright. And you need to use her sword to cut through the BS, because her sword is the truth. Luckily, you have some very powerful allies in Honesty and the Hermit. They are both, just like the Queen when she's upright, truth seekers. The Queen soaks the truth in humor and wit to make it more lighthearted. Honesty uses compassion and tact to soften the truth without hiding it. making it more digestive, if that's the right expression. And the hermit goes deeper by seeking the spiritual truth of the matter, giving it more meaning and making the impact of it more sustainable through time. Is not content with just the surface level of things. As you can see, there are many angles at tackling the truth, and each way has its use in the right moment. So let yourself be inspired by all of these things. The first thing honesty would tell you to do is to be true to yourself. The Jareths in our life can be very good teachers for that, because they're like mirrors reflecting back to us what we are projecting. The beliefs we have about ourselves, the traumas we still haven't dealt with or healed, they're just throwing it back at us. And in the movie, Jareth keeps reflecting back to Sarah her own words, and he wants her to understand they carry a certain weight. The words we choose are very important because they have consequences, especially the ones we tell ourselves. If we constantly talk to ourselves in a negative, harsh, degrading way, it will affect our self-esteem, our self-confidence, and it will manifest itself by letting fear getting the better of us and keeping us from committing to the actions required to achieve our goals and to achieve happiness. In other words, we will self-sabotage. But what is wonderful is that once we are aware of our thought patterns and our false beliefs, we have the power to choose to change them. We can start to show honesty, compassion toward ourselves, and relearn new positive and true patterns and beliefs. As the cards from the Universe as Your Back deck says, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. And my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So you'll see, once you start focusing on creating more positive thoughts, things will start to realign in your life, to fall into place, and the things you have dreamed of will start to manifest, like one by one. Like it's a process. Of course, the Jareths in your life might try to resist the changes they're witnessing, but don't let them stop you from growing and healing. That's why the presence of the hermit might be beneficial. It might be a good idea to get some distance from your Jareths. Depending on your specific situation, it might be temporary, or in some cases it might be permanent. That's for you to know. I don't know what you're going through right now. What I know is that the hermit calls for a time of quiet and solitude to allow you to have the time and space to do the introspective work you need in order to work on your beliefs and finally find your authentic self. The knowledge is already inside of you. This quiet period is there to allow you to find it under the layers of conditionings that have taken residence in your mind. A good tool I would suggest to help with the process is to do some journaling. Write it all down and rewrite the thoughts you don't want to carry anymore. Flip them around to create the new thoughts you want to bring with you on your upcoming journey. If you don't know how to start, and just like me, you love tarot, use it. Do a reading for yourself and write down what comes out of it. Observe with an open mind and compassion the thoughts and feelings it triggers in you, what you're going to read in your reading. And don't worry if the answers don't reveal themselves to you all at once. Take it one step at a time, and each step will reveal what the next step to take will be. It's a process. It's really a process. And if you seek external guidance, like a psychologist, for example, or some kind of therapist, make sure they are the kind of person who won't try to give you all the answers, but that will instead help you find them inside of you, because they're already inside of you, the answers. And if you do this work with intention, determination, and consistency, just like the beaver spirit would do, you will lay some pretty solid foundations upon which to build your future and your dream life. It all starts from within us. If you do your part, trust that the universe will be here to co-create this life with you. As it has been said, when I connect to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. So the universe is on your side. In conclusion, this is a period of well-deserved solitude to help you find your true self and to help you build the foundation on which to propel yourself to your dream life. And you can tell to the negative thoughts in your mind and to the toxic people around you what Sarah said to Jareth in the end of the movie Labyrinth. She says, "You have no power over me." So tell that to your negative thoughts and to the Jareths in your life. And on this note, I want to thank you for listening to me, and I hope this inspired you to start on your inner work. If this reading resonated with you, let me know in the comments what you have discovered about yourself. I would love to get to know you better, and also to see us encourage and support each other on our journey. I can tell you from personal experience that it pays off to work on our false beliefs. Even if the exterior doesn't change right away, the mere fact that our perception of it has transformed is already quite an achievement and a relief. I would really like for these messages to reach out as many people as possible, and you can contribute to the achievement of my goal by liking and sharing this video and subscribing to my channel. I'm really, really grateful for your presence, and I wish you an amazing day, my beautiful souls. See you next time. Bye bye.